Alright. Hey guys. Today, there was a YouTuber, MesterMadlyInsane, I think his name was. Correct? Yes. MesterMadlyInsane. I really liked his content, but unfortunately he deleted his channel. He contacted me and wanted me to show one of his videos, maybe even his last video on this channel. And that's going to be coming up in a second. But he was one of my first friends on YouTube. I really liked his personality, and he was really friendly. And I'm kind of sad to see him go, but I do hope he eventually comes back to YouTube. But he can do what he wants, and I hope to talk with him in the future and still be friends with him, even though he's not doing YouTube. But here's the video, guys. It'll be coming up right in a second, and I'll just let it play until the video ends. So remember to like and subscribe.
Well, I certainly am not the first individual who has chosen to talk about Steve Shives.
Steve Shives! If you're lucky enough to not know who that is,
Fuck Steve Shives.
I could go on about the ideology that Steve Shives possesses. I mostly want to focus on the actions of Steve Shives. Steve Shives is someone who likes to create a one-man cult of silence around him. He has made his social media an echo chamber. Go to his YouTube page and look through the comments, and you'll see people arguing with themselves because the rebuttals have been deleted. I even found one comment where the guy saved his comment knowing that it would potentially be deleted. That's how often comments are deleted on Steve Shives' YouTube page. This whole silence is not just reserved for his YouTube page. His Twitter is legendary for how much he blocks people. I could explain it, but I think the amazing atheist does a much better job than I could.
Even if you don't know who he is, even if you've never heard of him before I made this video, he's probably blocked you on Twitter. He probably has. Go see for your fucking self. Go to your Twitter. If you have a Twitter, go to your fucking Twitter. Go to Steve Shives' Twitter. You're blocked. You'll be amazed that someone you've never fucking heard of in your life has blocked you. And if you're not blocked, just write him some polite message like, I respectfully disagree with your positions on feminism. And you'll be blocked within hours, if not minutes. Now look, blocking someone individually is understandable within a certain context. However, when someone signs up for a block list, you're basically allowing them to think for you. Steve Shives does subscribe to blacklisting block bots, as he once explained to someone that he had blocked.
No, it was probably a result of a bot or a blockchain. What's your Twitter handle? I can unblock you.
There's actually a popular hashtag. Hashtag blocked by Steve. That's how many people this fucker has blocked. I don't mind people who block. I do it too on occasion. It's fine. I mean, some motherfuckers out there are annoying. You don't want to deal with them. But he's not blocking someone in context as an individual. He's blacklisting them. He looks at entire demographics of people and just judges them guilty.
Now, this wouldn't be that big of an issue if Steve Shives kept his silence only to his own personal accounts and his own social media. But that's not the case. You may not like The Amazing Atheist, but I think you can agree with the premise that no one should have their platform shut down for disagreeing with another individual.
Believe me, if I had the power to take down his channel, I'd have done it years ago. But the dude is already an out-and-out misogynist and racist, and that hasn't hurt him. So what the hell can I do?
If I had the power to take down his channel, I'd have done it years ago. What chilling words. Steve is outright stating that if he had the power to censor and blacklist me, he would do so. Steve has actively tried to shut me down. After I made my video 20 Answers for Black People, a Pathos blogger named Martin Hughes wrote a diatribe on his blog about what a horrible racist I am, and what horrible racist my audience are for making the video one of my most popular. Steve then invited Martin Hughes onto his channel so that they could make a 42-minute video dedicated entirely to talking about how racist and horrible I am. When we covered their video on my podcast, The Drunken Peasants, this is how Shives and Hughes, whose real name is Peter Mosley, I'm not doxing him by revealing that, he's made several public appearances under his true name, this is how they reacted.
Peter, he talked about us for a half an hour. Shives, I know, I've been made aware of it by the dozens of abusive tweets sent to me since then by the Drunken Peasants fans, many of whom are kind enough to tag their tweets with Drunken Peasants hashtags, so there's no doubt who is inciting it. I reported the video to YouTube, but I doubt it'll do any good.
And Steve Shives not only goes after ideological opponents, he goes after anyone who chooses to mock him. A great example of this would be a montage parody YouTuber, Solid Shive, who made his Twitter account Steve Shives as a joke. Well, that account is now suspended thanks to Steve Shives. And you could say, oh, well, he said something about feminism, or he said something about Islam. He did none of those things. If you look at his YouTube channel, there is no ideological basis to his YouTube channel, and I could show you right now.
The terms that describe what I do on my YouTube channel, here's what I have so far.
I got suspended by Steve Shives on Twitter. I made a new one if you want to follow it, if you give a shit. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, goodbye.
Now, it's interesting to see some of the people that he has chosen to promote. One of them is a woman by the name of Cat Black, who, not surprisingly, pushes the idea that if your friends disagree with you, block them on social media.
I think that everyone who gets into these really long conversations with their white friends about racism, who are starting to feel like really bothered by it and really upset by it, just should unfriend these people. One of the things that I did on my personal Facebook page is to defriend basically everyone who started to post really shifty things, especially around the time of the whole Mike Brown situation. I definitely have made my social media experience a lot more positive because I got rid of all those like white people who were like slowly but surely revealing their hoods. Their white hoods.
The other individual he has, or another individual I should say, he has chosen to promote is a woman by the name of Christy Winters, who promoted and pushed the ban of Milo Yiannopoulos off Twitter for being a little bit mean.
You, Christy Winters, specifically, actively try to bandwagon to get a content creator kicked off of Twitter because you don't like what he has to say. You are so fucking cowardly that you will try and collectively pull together enough people to build a case, to bandwagon, to deplatform somebody.
Now look, Milo Yiannopoulos did break terms of service, but to say that Milo Yiannopoulos was a harasser, based off the tweets I have seen, is not an accurate statement to make. Yes, he probably got banned for the hate speech clause, but there is an argument to be had whether this hate speech clause should even exist in the first place. But Steve Shives has chosen to keep much worse people within his company, as once again the amazing atheist will explain.
What Shives did do was emphatically support a well-known false flagger and doc dropper named Jenny fucking McDermott. She actually set up a GoFundMe page and committed fraud. This resulted in her being fired from her job and the GoFundMe page being shut down. It even put the company and their insurance in a difficult position. Jenny didn't care, and nor did Steve. When confronted about it, Steve Shives has defended his support of her. He's never denounced Jenny McDermott for doc-dropping Armored Skeptic and JJ Talks. And he also promotes feminists like Rebecca Watson, the elevator gate chick, despite the fact that she too has openly supported doc dropping.
Steve Shives has simply been reduced to a bad joke. He's a fucking meme, okay?
According to Social Blade, Steve's average daily subscription rate is -2. That's right, on an average day, Steve loses 2 subscribers.
The man who gave him his first major shoutout has even shunned him for his actions. And look, anyone who goes about deplatforming others does not deserve a platform of their own. I do not want to take away Steve Shive's right to have his platform. However, I deeply despise those who cannot practice the principle of giving everyone a voice upon the open market. If your ideas cannot win on the open market, maybe you need to reconsider how you are going about your ideas rather than shutting down the voices of others.